Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Light of Ascension Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called the Possum Animal Totem, Messages from Spirit. I actually was on a walk the other day and I ran into a possum in the middle of broad daylight. I just didn't even know what to do. I looked at it, stared at it, it stared at me, and I turned around and walked the other way. Anyway, so we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1, which is the yellow tea light, pile number 2, which is the blue tea light, and pile number 3, which is the black tea light. There'll be links in the description box below to go directly to your pile. But before we do that, I'm going to read to you a little bit about possums in general, and then possums as an animal totem, okay, to kind of get us ready for the reading. So possums actually have 50 teeth. They have the highest number of teeth in an actual land mammal. So there's no other land mammal that has more than 50 teeth, which is kind of freaky. I mean, I haven't seen a possum's teeth before, but maybe you guys should Google that. They have tails like rats, and they are actually immune to the venom inflicted by honeybees, scorpions, and rattlesnakes. Their body temperatures are also too low for rabies and become a neutralizing factor in their blood. People have talked about making antivenoms from possum's blood because they are immune to things that most animals and people are not immune to. They have a physiological response to danger. When they run into something they're scared or afraid of, they just, to do like a fainting response, like a human being would faint, and they have really no control over it. And they'll wake up like in an hour or a few hours, but it's actually like playing dead, which is something that possums are known to do in order to keep away predators. And baby possums are usually born preemies. Their mothers are usually born 13 days, the mothers are pregnant, and then they give birth to small babies that are no bigger than a honeybee. Also, possums are tick-eating machines. They eat up to 5,000 ticks per season. They eat ticks they pick off their bodies, which is really interesting. And some young possums are known to hang by their tail from trees. Also, they've found skeletal remains of possums for up to 70 million years ago. So they have been around on the planet for a long time, and they have been obviously evolving in many ways in order to keep living, such as the antivenom and the physiological response of fainting. Okay, so now we're going to talk about possums as an animal totem. So possum animal totem has the ability to move from danger very, very quickly. And well, maybe not so quickly, but move away from danger by using a very powerful defense mechanism, okay? And if you guys have ever heard the term playing possum, that is kind of the same as like faking your death as a strategy to ward off would-be predators, okay? And when possums are scared, they can switch off their nervous system and go into a catatonic state. And thus, possums have become associated with trickster behavior, taking protective measures, problem solving, and deception because they act like they're dead, okay? And this is an alternative approach to fighting, and using planning to project a good image also helps with a peaceful transition and conflict avoidance, okay? Possums are nocturnal and usually they're short-lived, but they're highly social animals. And with possum energy, we say there's a big tendency to read between the lines as well. Another wisdom here could be to say nothing or do nothing because things are not clear yet, okay? And it's also, when we have possum totem, it's a good idea to think about what is worth fighting for versus, what should we just walk away from, okay? Possums are the only marsupial animals in North America, meaning they carry their babies in a pouch and nourish them like kangaroos do. So talking about mothering and nourishing and all that type of energy, when we speak about possum spirits, we talk about the ability to put on camouflage and to get ourselves out of dangerous situations. We talk about awareness, curiosity, sacred geometry was another one I heard, which was interesting. Surprises, tactics, and illusions, okay? Also, when you have a dream about a possum, a lot of people say that means that someone in your life is being deceptive, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the possum animal totem and what that animal would like to communicate to you in particular in your particular pile, okay? So just focus your energy and pick what pile is really drawing you in today. Is it pile number 1 with the yellow tea light? Is it pile number 2 with the blue tea light? Or is it pile number 3 with the black tea light? I'm gonna go ahead and put the piles aside, and we are going to start on pile number 1. Feel free to watch all the piles if they are calling to you today. And we are going to begin. I'm gonna ring the bell. And let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and today's reading is Possum Animal Totem reading, and we're going to be getting messages from Spirit regarding this animal totem. And if you want to know about possums in general, you can listen to my intro and about possums as an animal totem. You can certainly listen to that, pile number 1. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of my beautiful pile number 1s who come here today seeking your guidance with an open heart. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium and the channel between Spirit and pile number 1. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to get one card here, and then we're going to go into your oracle cards and then back to the tarot, okay? All right, there we go. You guys actually got 2 cards. We have the Page of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. And what this says is, it says, is this really working? Is the thing that I'm putting my effort into really worth it? Or is there an easier way to do this, okay? And the Page of Pentacles, wanting to be independent, wanting to be very resourceful as well, and being able to make the right investments into situations where other people are not, you know, where we don't have some people over giving and other people not giving enough, right? And making sure that situations are actually equal, okay? Somebody may be waiting for like a certain sum of money to come in, or a type of promotion, or a type of increase in funds as well, okay? And if it doesn't have to do with money, it can just be, is the time and effort that I'm putting into this thing, is it worth it? Is it actually helping me? Or is it just hindering me, all right? And there's this whole question of, am I good enough, okay? With the 6 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, and I feel like when you're working on your own, or when you're by yourself, or you're just doing something on your own, you feel solid, or you're like, yeah, this is good enough. But then maybe when you get around other people, or you're waiting for someone to compliment you, or you're waiting for someone else's permission on things, that's when things can get like a little bit more out of balance within you. And maybe you feel like you're relying too much on other people's opinions, okay? But let's go ahead and get into it, pile number 1. And it's almost like that energy of, you know, like, I think I'm on the right track with the Page of Pentacles, but then when you get in the situation, you really want that approval or that praise, maybe from a teacher, maybe from, you know, a partner or a family member. It's like wanting that praise or wanting that recognition and kind of being hungry for it. But at the same time, like, you have to put in effort now. So, and you're not going to always have someone to kind of guide you or approve of you, right? So I feel you guys going back and forth on this a little bit. And it's interesting, we have all this earth energy out of the gate with the Page of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles, because possum energy is associated with the earth element. So let's see what we have here. Oh, wow. We have celestial teacher. And I actually specifically mentioned teacher when I was talking about the page and the 6 of Pentacles. And this talking about, you know, kind of finding the confidence within you and the flow within you to connect to higher knowledge. And whether that's higher knowledge about your purpose in life or a specific thing that you've been studying, or, you know, not needing so much approval from the people around you to kind of give you that sense of feeling like there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel like you've earned something and be recognized for that, right? But at the same time, I feel like you guys are respecting yourself by connecting to your inner knowing and your inner guidance. And some of you may be looking for a teacher or a mentor, or you may be connecting to a teacher or a mentor. Okay. You know, possums are highly social animals, like I mentioned. And so, you know, this celestial teacher could be you teaching people and connecting with others, or you being taught and connecting with others. And yeah, so let's see what else we have here when it comes to we have destiny. So it really is in the crow spirit. So, I mean, it really is your destiny to connect with some type of teacher, whether it's your spirit guides, whether it is a actual teacher in the 3D on the earth plane. It is your destiny. I feel pile number 1 to connect deeply also with the teacher that is within you as well. Okay. And maybe that's through meditation or through, you know, grounding your energy. A lot of people say that when, you know, you need to be open, but you also need to be grounded. So that has to do with the crown chakra and the root chakra, like keeping yourself grounded, but keeping your crown open to what comes through. All right. And some of you may be having a teacher that helps you to develop that, or maybe you will be helping others develop that, right? Even if it's not like something in the spiritual realm, even if you're just learning something, right? It's like, okay, like we have to learn the structure and the rules and have the training wheels on. And then after that, we can go to the crown chakra and expand and be like, okay, now I see things from a completely different, higher vantage because I was able to stay grounded there, all right, and learn. We have the black cat and independence, okay? And some of you may be a little annoyed at at the fact that you need help with something, because I feel like you guys maybe don't like asking for help, and I do feel you guys like to work independently, and for the most part you're able to do that, but there are times when you have to check in, and I feel like you guys are just, you know, wanting to get to that point where you can be completely independent, okay? But I feel for some of you, your destiny is to run into a teacher or embrace a higher calling. And to do that, you know, you're going to maybe give up a little bit of independence. And what I talked about before is the possum being very social creature, right? I feel like when you guys are on your own, maybe you're unsure, but at the same time, you're like, I know I can do it. But when you're in front of other people or with this person, you may feel a little bit kind of like maybe like you're not that important, right? Which sometimes that can feel like when we've really worked on something, that can feel kind of crappy to feel that way, okay? It's like, yeah, I want to be independent and I want to be able to stand on my own with what I'm doing. And I feel like some of you want to be able to teach yourselves, and maybe to an extent you have been self-taught in some area of your life, okay? But let's see what else here, because I feel like this black cat is kind of annoyed. So anyway, let's go. Maybe you've been a little bit annoyed recently, pile number 1, and maybe you haven't wanted to be that social, or you just wanted to be left alone to kind of do your thing, but you know, you are being influenced. We're all being influenced all the time. Like if I walk across the street and look at a tree and it hits me in a particular way, that tree is also my teacher. You know what I mean? My dog is my teacher. A grain of sand is my teacher. If you really, really think about it in life, that can be how it is, okay? Let's go ahead and see what else. All right. We have here closed off, guarded, and resistant. Okay. So this whole thing of like really not wanting to hear it, and someone really not wanting, maybe you feel like this person isn't really giving me the time of day or giving me what I need in some type of a way. Okay. Also, some of you are just like very independent and like to do things your own way. So you may not be always that open to, which I get, pile number one. I mean, I'm a stubborn person too, so I can have a tendency to be like that as well. And so maybe there's been a part of you lately that has been kind of, you want to be independent and you really don't want to, you want to do your own thing. This is a very strong-willed pile, I feel, pile number one, okay? We have here attraction, Mars, and hot. Okay, so here we have an interesting energy. And some of you may have been in a situation where you were giving some effort to it, and it's like, what am I doing wrong here? This could be in a romantic connection, friendship, etc., where it's like, I'm giving some energy to this situation, but it doesn't seem like this person, sometimes it feels like they're really hot towards me, and then other times it feels like they're not, then other times it feels like they can't be bothered. All right. And so someone really attracted or feeling really hot towards someone, and then the other person feeling closed off or guarded. All right. Which can have an effect on our self-esteem and our self-worth, when it's like you finally open yourself up, then they're closed off, and when you open yourself up, they're closed. This type of going back and forth. All right. Maybe some of you here with this independence card, you're like, yeah, I'm just about done with this anyway. I kind of just want to be by myself at certain times is what I feel for you, pile number one. We have passion, but you are a very like passionate person with a strong sexual nature is what I feel too. So maybe some of you there has been someone that you've been attracted to, but it's like, I don't know if this is the right time, or I don't know if this is the right thing, or just maybe closed off to the idea of attraction in general. Like right now isn't the time, I'm busy, I have other things going on, I can't really I don't really, if I'm attracted to somebody, fine, maybe I'll bang it out with them, but I'm really focused on my independence. Okay, so we talk about passion here too. I feel like some of you are getting sick of doing something the way someone else wants you to do it, and it's like, I tried your way, I didn't really like it that much, I kind of want to do things my way. And so we have passion here, okay? And you can't make passion up. If it's not there and it's not going on, then you're gonna feel it, if it's within yourself or towards another person. We have the growth of passion. Okay, so Spirit is just saying here, try not to, if you really have a passion for something and you have a teacher that can actually help you change your destiny and grow, try not to be closed off to that, okay? If you have a passion for something, then it certainly is going to grow. You know what I mean? And we get bits and pieces from the people in our life all over the place, right? It's not just one person anyway. We kind of get bits and pieces all over the place as we go. And for those of you that have been investing into a situation and you're like, I'm going to go ahead and give this a try on good faith that my passion is going to grow, okay? And I'm not going to get stuck in one of these situations when I'm really into something, but the other person is not, or vice versa, all right? Like thinking about what is a good environment to have passion grow. And I feel like there is some resistance here to that, okay? We have my words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Wow, pile number one coming out under this celestial teacher. My words and actions are of beauty, compassion, and love. Someone here may be a very beautiful speaker, okay? Or somebody may be quite good with words and is definitely worth learning from. And maybe some of you here are actually going to be teachers yourself in some type of a way. And your words and your actions are going to inspire beauty, compassion, and love in others, right? I mean, we could all dream, right? I feel like for you guys, this is your destiny, to have your words and actions, beauty and compassion inspire, okay? Inspire and teach others, pile number one. Very interesting, okay? Your reading here, let's look at what else we have. We have partnership. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. Yeah, and maybe it is a little bit annoying to you because you guys with the crow and the black cat, you're used to kind of doing things on your own, and maybe you're closed off to partnership. You're closed because you want independence. You're closed off to that. But Spirit is saying here, like, actually teamwork is going to give you a better result, and find some trustworthy people for you to pair up with and to build a talented team, okay? So there's this sense of building a talented team and not having to do everything on your own. Somebody may actually be able to help you with a certain resource or skill that you're missing and may provide that missing link, okay? So we have partnership here coming through. Also, this could talk about a romantic partnership that has passion and growth attached to it, okay? For some of you, you may have relationships in your life that have been a great teacher to you, and your relationships have been highly instructive to you. But I feel at times there's been this energy of not wanting that or being independent. We have here ancient power mysteries. Yeah, the ancient power mysteries and the black cat and independence. The oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice. Yeah, your words and your actions. Maybe some of you are writers or you're teachers in some way, but the oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken or sung words, or through what you write, speak, or stand for symbolically. You have potentially a very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice, okay? Very interesting, taking responsibility for what you write and what you say, and saying that you have a very independent, fierce, and potentially very powerful healing type of a voice. And it doesn't have to be literally your voice. It can mean the words that you're speaking, the words that you're writing, the positions that you're taking, whether some of you are into politics or you're into, you know, some type of verbal discourse while you're trying to kind of sway people's opinions, or some type of a debate, okay? Some of you may actually have like skills in writing or poetry or singing as well, but talking about having full access to your voice, okay? And to the power of your voice, and not being closed off to that, all right? And there may be a partnership or a teacher or a relationship where someone helps you to open this up in you. The sun. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys have the yellow tea light and you have the sun. It's very fitting, okay? And the sun to me is also about the solar plexus chakra. So this saying that you guys may be kind of closed off at times, and to an attraction, or to, you know, like letting other people in too close to you. You know what I mean? Because I feel you are very independent, pile number one, and you're quite passionate and you can handle things on your own. But I feel like for those of you that have been kind of closed off or hiding in the shadows a little bit here, or maybe just kind of half-assing it at times when it comes to like relationships, etc., which is fine. We all go through periods where we're half-assing it with relationships or even work, you know, but I feel like I feel like with this sun energy that you're like opening up, okay? And when you open up, I feel like people are going to be very attracted to who you are, very attracted to your mind, to your words, even physical attraction, okay? When you guys kind of open up your energy to that. We have card number 6 and Cosmic Lives. Okay, pile number 1. And I love that because the background here looks like this celestial teacher card where the sky is open and all potential possibilities exist, okay? And where we can kind of like bury the past and leave it behind and truly shine, okay? And for those of you that are, I'm getting like Sirius energy, Sirius starseed energy. For those of you that resonate with that, I'm also seeing the initial P or the initial JP here. There's a ton of words here too, and I can't even begin to like pull them all out. And maybe you guys have a lot going on in your head, or maybe it would be beneficial for some of you to write your story or get it out there in some type of a way, okay? Cosmic Lives, and then we have Peace. Wow, okay. Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, a light within me, peace's flame. Okay, so peace, passion, and growth. And, you know, I feel like what Spirit is saying here, don't be closed off to things in your life right now, whether it's relationships, getting to know someone new, whether it's your purpose in life, whether it's putting your work out there, etc., etc. Don't be closed off to things right now, because I feel like your passions are going to grow and it is going to bring you a sense of peace. It's like, wow, I actually do like this. This is actually really interesting. This is actually like really engaging. And, you know, I'm actually getting something out of this. Okay. Which maybe you wondered at first, like, am I getting anything out of this? You know? And so I feel like that's, you know, coming up for you guys here. And let me look at what, so Possum energy has to do with surprises, tactics, and illusions. Okay, the surprise element here is something that you feel was closed off to you, I feel like is opening up for you again, and there's an attraction that's brewing here. And with the trickster energy and possums, I feel like you guys with the black cat independence here, you do have a lot of, you know, independence about you. And also you have that trickster behavior. However, it says when scared, possums can switch off, you know, which I mean, like when you guys are dealing with someone new or opening yourself up in a situation, you may have a tendency at times to kind of like close yourself off from the experience, probably because of, you know, things in the past not really going the way that you wanted to. But I feel like things are turning around, pile number 1, which is great. This is actually quite positive. I feel like it's only like your inner questioning and your inner resistance that's kind of like getting in the way of things, okay? But Spirit is saying with this Destiny card, like you are actually destined to have some type of a partnership with a person who's a teacher to you, okay? It could be an actual teacher, or it could be a romantic situation, family, etc. Okay, but let's go ahead and get some messages from the Possum animal totem here for pile number, and I just feel like, you know, possums are very good at defense mechanisms and defense strategies. So I guess what I'm saying here too with this black cat independence is try not to immediately close yourself off to something that you could potentially get a lot out of. You know what I mean? And we have this closed off and guarded, which is very much possum energy too, because they always like fake their death. Okay. But here it's like, okay, there's actually an attraction and I really don't want to kind of like let it go too soon. Okay. So let's go ahead. I mean, we all have to think about like what's worth fighting for in our life. And that's also possum energy. So for pile number 1, Spirit, can you tell me what the possum spirit would like to tell my pile number 1s, please? We have Five of Cups. Yeah, it's like, fuck this, you know, like I already tried this before and it didn't work. So also the talking about hiding and protecting yourself, you know, and feeling closed off and guarded. All right. And Spirit's just saying like, yeah, because, oh, wow. That's too many right there. But I am going to take this Three of Swords. So I can tell like you guys have really been healing and maybe trying to decide like when it's time to kind of come out of your shell again here with the Sun. And a lot of this closing off behavior had to do from disappointments and from past heartbreak and from things that you truly suffered from emotionally in the past, okay? But I do feel like, you know, you guys are healing and there is some type of attraction on the horizon for you guys, whether it's an attraction to a mentor, to work, a physical sexual attraction that I feel like is coming up for you guys, okay? And here's the King of Swords, okay? I feel like this is you guys. This could be air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this is you guys looking at the mistakes of the past and the things that really upset you and hurt you and cause you a great deal of pain. And just like you kind of saying, I don't know if I really want to go through that again. Like I'm smarter than that now. And I don't know. I mean, I think on one hand, some of these situations have been like a great teacher for you. And have taught you like so much, even through your pain, pile number one. But I mean, you're definitely living out a cosmic life here on Earth that is, you know, divinely guided. All right. But I can see why you're like on edge and your rational mind is saying, yeah, given what I experienced, I don't know, like if I'm really down for that. Okay. It's that possum energy of hiding and kind of like faking your death, right? Like playing possum but I feel like you guys have a good reason for it because you have been through some bullshit, okay? So maybe your logical mind is like, yeah, I don't know if I want to go through that again, all right? That pain, that heartbreak, that disappointment, suffering, you know? Let's see what else here. What else from the possum spirit, please? What else from possum spirit, please? Ten of Wands. Feels like a lot of hard work and a big uphill battle, you know, and sometimes we just decide, fuck it, you know, because it's like, I've been trying so hard for so long and I just don't have it in me anymore. Like, you know, and I feel like you guys have just been in situations where you didn't really know where something was going, but you know, you pressed on anyway, okay? And because you guys have a strong willpower, but I feel like maybe you think sometimes that's worked against you, okay? But let's see. It's like, I'm not going to work so hard for what I know isn't going to already work, okay? But that's kind of defeatist in a way too as well, pile number one. So Spirit really wanting to renew your passion and your growth and bring out the color in you, right? With the sun, maybe you guys need to get in the sun and have a little bit of color. But let's see what else here. Messages from the possum. King of Wands. Okay. Well, I mean, you're a very passionate person, and the King of Wands definitely aligns with this energy of passion. And sometimes we have to put some elbow grease into things until, you know, in order to see something grow. And I think you go back and forth between this. All right. And I also feel like someone here is saying, like, I see how hard you've been trying, you know, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Okay. This could be a guide, like a spirit guide coming through for you here too. But it's like, I see how hard you've been trying and it hasn't gone unnoticed, but I also feel like this King of Wands could be doing more, okay? And maybe some of you guys found in your relationships that, you know, you were doing a lot of the heavy lifting and you were the one that was kind of driving the growth, okay? Like someone else is driving the growth and the other person's driving the passion. But I mean, we need both passion and growth, right? So let's get one more here for pile number one. Also, this King of Wands could be the celestial teacher or the mentor that you're looking for, but you don't see it because, you know, and sometimes when we're like lost or we don't know where we're headed or things have become too much, it's like that's when a mentor kind of appears, okay, to help us like reorganize what we're doing, because in some cases it shouldn't have to be that hard, you know. Let's get one more for pile number one. Page of Swords. Yeah, so, you know, it's like, I wish you would say something, all right? Like, you can see how hard I've been working and how hard I've been trying, but it feels like you're holding back or you're not recognizing my efforts. And I wish that you would be more verbal about that and tell me, you know, especially for those of you that have a teacher or you're in some type of situation where you're working for another person. It's like, I wish you would just let me know. I think this person likes what I'm doing, but I'm not entirely sure. And I don't know completely if my efforts are worth it with the 10 of Wands. Okay. And I feel like Spirit is saying like, oh, there's the 2 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, right? But Spirit is just saying like, things have been rough. And I feel like some of you guys have been trying to figure someone out or figure out what's going to make them happy or figure out what it is that they're actually looking for. Okay. But ironically, putting yourself in that position has like made you question everything and maybe even made you question this person as a teacher. Okay. Or maybe it's made you question yourself too. Okay. And, question like if you have what it takes, you know what I'm saying, pile number one. But I feel like you very much so do with this Sun energy here. And it might just be that you need to find someone to work with where, look at these 2 unicorns, right? Where you can find someone to work with or someone who's very supportive and is on the same journey and path as you. All right, pile number one, that is what I am getting for you from the, you know, this is on the bottom of the deck, right? So the final message here with the 2 of Cups is don't hide from love, right? Don't hide from attraction. Don't close yourself off from everything that feels like opening to your heart center. Okay, my beautiful pile number ones, that is what I am getting for you, darlings. And let me know if that message made sense to you or if you resonated with that message. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much, pile number one, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the blue tea light, and today's reading is called Possum Animal Totem, Messages from Possum Spirit, okay? And I ran into a possum on the street the other day, so I thought, why the heck not, pile number 2. And if you want to know anything about the Possum Animal Totem, you can always listen to my intro. I give a lot of details there. Without any further ado, spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 2s who come here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium and the channel between yourself and pile number 2. All right. Let's do it, pile number 2. We're going to get a couple of cards first, and then we'll get into your oracle cards, okay? We have the Ace of Swords. Ooh, I like that with the blue tea light. Ooh, and the Emperor. Ooh, I like it. Pile number 2. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which is lovely, and she's great, but she's here with the 5 of Swords, and it's like, I care and I care and I care. I put in effort, I put love into things, and I feel you are very caring, pile number 2. And the thing about possums is the mothers actually like carry their babies in a pouch and nourish them, okay? But not all the babies survive because they have a ton of them and they don't have that many milk ducts, okay? But I mean, here's this thing of like, I'm trying to be nourishing, I'm trying to be caring, I'm trying to like listen to everyone's point of view. But with the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, these people are not giving me a whole lot to work with here, okay? Or maybe you felt like somebody lied to you or wasn't very honest with you about what it is their intentions were, okay? And it's like, were you always kind of doing this from the beginning or what, you know? And there's an energy here with the Seven of Swords, like I am pretty much done with this, okay? So either make up your mind or I'm kind of out of here. And so I feel like that possum energy is very mothering and nurturing and nourishing like that, like carrying their babies in their pouch. But, you know, I feel this is on the bottom of the deck. I kind of feel like you guys are like, I have to make it clear and make it known where I'm at with the Ace of Swords. And I can't really afford to be like a bleeding heart for everyone anymore. I need to like clearly set some boundaries and some limitations around like what I'm saying and doing. And I feel like you're willing to hear people out, but you know, people that try to come and talk to you, especially people in the past who've hurt you, I feel pile number 2 are going to have a little bit of a rude awakening here when they run into the Emperor, because they're going to find out like your fortress is not that penetratable. You know what I mean? And it's not like you're not open to dialogue and you're not like rational about talking to people or thinking about certain problems, but I just kind of feel like you have your mind made up about certain things, all right? It's like I already went over that, or I already did that, okay? Like don't make me tell you no again type of thing, all right? Pile number 2. So let's, a cranky possum over here. I feel like this Emperor is a little cranky and looks like she's a little annoyed and a little cranky about some of the things that she's been hearing. Have you been that way, pile number 2? Have you been a little bit annoyed or cranky about some of the things that people have been saying or doing lately? All right, but let's go ahead and see. We have Limitless here. Okay, card number 20, Limitless. So Spirit wanting to talk about letting new ideas flow in, okay? And sometimes like possum energy can really shut down, especially when it feels like it's being attacked or it has been attacked by someone in the past, okay? And I get it. Like if someone keeps acting like a shithead, like it's kind of time to just be done with it, right? But I mean, everyone can have a second chance, but maybe not a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and you know what I mean? But Spirit's just saying here, I feel also Spirit is saying redirect yourself, pile number 2, from this annoyance that you've been feeling and take your attention off of that because there's a lot of new things that are going to be coming at you very soon. So prepare yourself for that and open up your mind for that, okay? So that you can take action. The Hebrew letter for the Emperor is Hey. The name of it is Hey, and it looks like a window. It kind of looks like a window. So with the Emperor, it's like, okay, I'm willing to let some things in, you know, I'm willing to let some things filter into me and think about them instead of immediately kind of pushing them away. All right, so we have Limitless here. We have Detach, okay? That's interesting because we have the Ace of Swords and then we have this Knife and Detach, okay? I feel like you guys are saying like, you're good and you don't need whoever in your life anymore. You're independent, you can stand on your own and you can trust yourself and what you know about a particular person or situation. And you're not giving this person like limitless chances anymore. And if it comes to that, you will detach, okay? We have a full moon. Okay, so we just had a full moon in Libra about a week ago, and it was pretty nasty in a way, okay? We have this detached. So some of you in the last week or two, you may have had something that you decided you wanted to cut out of your life or that you were no longer going to tolerate. Also, we have a full moon lunar eclipse coming up in the middle of May. And spirit may just be saying like, be prepared for this, because you might hear certain truths or certain things may come out that could be a bit surprising if you're not prepared, pile number 2, but let's see what else here. And to me, possums, they have this physiological response when they're faced with a predator. They just shut down automatically. And it's probably because they're like really, really deeply feeling creatures with this full moon here. But if they see the sharp edge of a blade, they're gonna like act like they're dead, okay? But let's see what else we have here. We have a fulfillment of a wish, okay? So that's good news. And some of you may have been feeling like emotionally attacked with this full moon and detach. And you may have been before like giving limitless access to yourself and letting any energies sort of come in. And I feel like, you know, the Ace of Swords, the blue tea light, etc. To me, that's Archangel Michael energy. So I feel like there is some type of severing or some type of detachment that actually helps you to enforce your boundaries and to be stronger about what image you are projecting, okay? And the possum spirit has to do about a projection of an image, right? And like looking good, looking smart, looking like you've got everything under control, okay? And I feel some of you have been trying to work on your emotional reactions so like you don't go overboard with your emotional reactions. And I feel like you are gonna get a benefit from this with this wish fulfillment. We have here forming structure and a solid foundation. Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that that came out under the Emperor too, about forming a structure and a solid foundation. Some of you are going to get a wish granted in this area about what you're trying to do and what you're trying to form as a present from spirit for detaching from emotionally draining situations where you were giving everything that you had, okay? And now I feel like you guys can see something clearly for what it is. And I feel like because you were able to put a boundary or take care of yourself in that situation, a wish is going to be fulfilled. Pile number 2, I like that. We have reflection here and coming out underneath limitless, the limitless reflection between us and the cosmos. It kind of reminds me of the Magician card. Also the full moon here with the reflection and limitless here could be like emotions running really high or very tense in a situation where you may have been mirroring someone else's emotions. For those of you who are empaths in pile number 2, you may have been mirroring someone in a situation, but spirit is like, we know you have this like beautiful gift and energy and heart to share with the world, but we're gonna need you to detach from that right now, okay? And not get caught up in a reflection, all right? Or caught up in your emotions. We have reflection and comfort, right? It's hard to detach from something once we've become really comfortable with a certain way of emotionally relating to someone, okay? And someone may have been taking you for granted, pile number 2, with this detach and comfort and limitless, okay? They may have been taking you for granted or taking for granted that, you know, you weren't always going to be like a limitless pool of reflection and a, you know, complete, you know, pool of empathy for the rest of your life, okay? And someone may have really taken comfort in having you around. However, I feel like with the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, it's like sovereignty and boundaries around what you're thinking and what you're doing and not allowing other people to influence that, okay? We have here, I can guide and lead others wisely with love. Yeah, the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, right? I can guide and lead others wisely with love. So that means not completely erasing all your feelings and saying, you know, I'm just not going to have any feelings anymore because of this situation. I'm going to cut myself off from that and just be all about the business. You know what I mean? With the Emperor. But Spirit is saying here, actually, the ability to guide and lead others wisely here with the Ace of Swords, but also with love, is not something that you need to detach from. Okay, just because in the past maybe people had taken advantage of that. We have polarity. Yeah, the dark and the light and the polarity. Integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. I understand the law of polarity, okay? And maybe some of you at times, like, you're very reflective of others, you're very empathic, you feel like you want to have like a limitless compassion for others, but there's also a side of you that can get quite, you know, emotionally, like cutting people off or emotionally wounding when other people take advantage of that, okay? And just understanding both the light and the dark. And sometimes we do need to cut someone off, and sometimes the situation is no longer good for us. Or maybe it's showing us the shadow side, all right? We have here divine sisterhood, okay? It says, letting the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships is very wise. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts with, who have decided upon before you were born, who wish to help you, and whom you can help too as you grow together in peace and light and wisdom, okay? So if you guys have had to cut a lot of people out with this detach and full moon, even things that where people got very comfortable treating you a certain way, or where you got very comfortable with that person because you knew them for a long time, Spirit is saying here, like, you know, there are some things I feel you have outgrown, pile number 2, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to family, when it comes to your work, or just, you know, I mean, I feel you guys are very loyal, pile number 2, but at the same time, like, you know, Spirit is saying, let the divine feminine nourish you now into new relationships and collaborations and community and friendships. And this may actually help you guys on a material level too, for what you're trying to build in your life, for business purposes, for, you know, what the structures you're trying to form in your life. Like, these friendships and collaborations may actually have a very positive effect in other areas of your life too, okay? Like dual fold. And possums are very social animals, and they're highly social. So Spirit's saying here, you know, people are going to come into your life, like new energy, I feel, relationships, collaborations, community, etc. New things are coming into your life with this Ace of Swords, all right? Try not to be automatically defensive, all right? The possum spirit has like a really strong defense mechanism because it can play dead, okay? So try not to be defensive because maybe you've experienced some rough polarities in your relationships with others, all right? Because I feel you guys are moving away from that now and more towards like the positive spiritual contracts that you have with others. Oh yeah, we have Libra and balance. Yeah, pile number 2. You know, it says here, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without the dark. And Libra is definitely that time of the year where the light and the dark are hanging in total balance with one another. And we're about ready to plunge into the darkness, okay? But we're not quite there yet. We're just right at that point. And some of you may be getting ready to kind of go through like a shadow period, or maybe you've already been on the brink of like a dark night of the soul, all right? But it's nothing to be afraid of, pile number 2. It really isn't. You're very strong with the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, and your mind is clear, okay? And like they said, you know, we can't have any light without the dark. And so Libra knows that like more than anything, right? Understands that universal harmony and that universal balance. And For those of you that have Libra in your chart, it's all there. But I mean, Libra is an is an air sign. So it may not always be that emotional. However, there's a huge like super moon behind this Libra energy here saying that, you know, emotions are coming into play and that the shadow side and the exploration of that is important. Okay. And, you know, the shadow side may be the side of you guys that doesn't want to take anyone's shit, that, you know, doesn't really want to listen to people, doesn't really want to hear them out. It doesn't really give a fuck what they say, even though you are very empathetic and caring and compassionate with this limitless reflection. Okay, but I also feel you guys could get vicious if you need to cut someone out of your life, okay? Or if they start taking advantage of you and get too comfortable doing that, all right? And Spirit's just saying here, you know, it's not about eliminating the dark. It's not about eliminating the light. You know, we need them both. The universe was created from both. Actually, the entire, you know, the entire map of creation is drawn from the darkness, and then the light is pulled from there. Okay, so the darkness has to be there. And if you've got a knife under the full moon, the darkness will be there. You know what I'm saying, pile number 2? So, you know, hang on to your hats, darlings, all right? We have card number 17, health and healing. So maybe some of you really wanting, you know, some wish fulfillment around a health issue or something you've been trying to heal, all right? And talking about the focus around your health and maybe at times how that can be attached to your emotional energy. Not in every case, but, you know, and also I feel here too, like you guys, you know, maybe doing some herbs or maybe drinking some type of special tea and taking herbs or doing some type of natural medicine, which could be going on a detox, which could be very cleansing as well for you. Of course, I'm not a medical doctor, all right, pile number 2. I think you guys know that, but I love the purple flowers here and the violet type of energy. And maybe it's time for a little bit of a detox, all right? Especially for those of you that have already kind of been through a dark night of the soul, or the last full moon was like ultra intense, okay? And we have here divine guidance. I love it. Card number 38, all right? We may have some people around that age, number 38. It says, whispers from the beings above who shine. Let their message be clear and kind. Yeah, the Ace of Swords certainly is very clear. It might not always be kind. So maybe there's a message here for you guys about being clear and kind while also holding your boundaries and having self-respect, right? Like, I get it. It's a difficult balance, Libra. It's a difficult balance to hold. And I myself have struggled with it a lot too, pile number 2, because I'm quite emotional as well. But I feel like your guides are here too in saying, you know, we are constantly purifying your energy field, whether you realize it or not, okay? And we're reflecting back to you the messages that we have to you, and you're going to be getting these pulls of information or these downloads with this Ace of Swords here, okay? So let's go ahead, pile number 2, and see what the Possum Animal Totem specifically has as a message for pile number 2, okay? Let's see, Possum Spirit, what do you have to tell my pile number 2s, please? What would you like to tell my pile number 2s? What would you like to tell? Okay, we have the Empress. Ooh la la, look, we have the Emperor and the Empress. Pile number 2, hey now. And this Empress talking about how you guys are going to be much more comfortable once you kind of detach from a situation. And you're going to be able to kind of think clear, okay? Spirit also talking about, you know, feeling comfortable and feeling balanced. And the Empress in the Tarot is Venus, Okay, so you have Venus energy all over your guys' reading here. And the Empress could also be the dark goddess too. The Empress could also be Ishtar. I mean, the High Priestess is often thought of that, but this Empress, she has attitude. So I feel like, you know, this Empress in particular has some sharp ice behind her. She's like, I'll cut you, you know, don't disturb me. I like it, pile number 2. You know how I like the attitude. Oh, yeah, 3 of Swords, okay? I feel like what the Possum Spirit is saying here is don't let things get to you, okay? Like if there are people that have been, you know, this whole energy of having to detach from something because it was very sickening to you. I feel like for a lot of you guys, and I feel some of you are pretty like, yeah, that energy was sickening to me and I'm never going to put up with that again type of thing. All right. It's the polarity of experiences, right? And hey, all experiences are up for grab on the earth plane. No one knows why they happen. They're just happening. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the Yoda of the universe, pile number 2, so I can't tell you everything. But I do feel like the Spirit is saying here, don't give up on like socializing or getting yourself out there more because you've been hurt or because some bad shit happened. I also feel like there could be some bitterness and some baggage around the way that people have treated you, pile number 2. And, you know, the Possum energy is very good at like hiding out and fighting hidden truths in situations, and becoming aware of what other people are really up to, okay? So let's see what else here. What is the message here from the Possum Spirit to pile number 2? Okay, we have the King of Cups. So there certainly is a division between you and someone right now. Like they got done and pissed off, pile number 2, all right? And I mean, they're not exactly, they're pissy as well, okay? You're pissy, they're pissy, everyone's pissy, okay? And I feel like you guys with the Emperor, you're like, I can do this myself, I don't need you. For some of you, this could be a situation like with a baby daddy or a relationship as well, where you're just like, you know, I don't need this type of shit and I don't need to carry this bitterness and baggage around with me. For some of you, this could be a family member as well, but it's just like, I don't need, or someone at work, I don't need to kind of like, it's almost like your shadow side is like throwing darts. You're the Empress, but you're also bitchy, which I enjoy, pile number 2. I enjoy that about you. But it's like, I don't care what this person does anymore. I don't even care if their feelings are hurt. Like, you've caused me enough trouble, kick rocks, okay? And this King of Cups may not really see it coming, and this King of Cups may have gotten a little too comfortable acting aloof or acting uninterested or taking your attention for granted, or just having, you know, hurt you in the past, thinking that it's all like water under the bridge, or being super casual about it. And, you know, I just feel like you guys are like, yeah, I'm not going to be treated that way, you know? So let's see what else here from the Possum animal totem. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, let people go if they want to go, pile number 2. Let them go if they think that there's something else that they want in the world, or they think that there's something better out there, or they think they can do better, or they think that they're, you know, somehow winning at life without you. Just let them go. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have any clue what they're doing, I feel like. And at this point, this person may not really like know what they're doing, is what I feel, okay? And for some of you, this person may be going out with someone younger than you or doing some shit like that. Whatever, pile number 2. you know, they could have had this thing where they were aloof with you and they didn't really pay attention to you at times, or they didn't pay attention to how they were hurting you. They were just focused on, you know, what they wanted and how they were being looked at or perceived by another person, okay? And, but I feel like things are really going to change for this King of Cups, and, you know, their life isn't going to always be the way that it is now. And if they left you hurting or kind of holding the bag, I feel like, you know, things are going to shift on them too. We have the, yeah, it's like this motherfucker went to go, whether it's a family member or at a job, like whatever, this asshole went to, you know, go look at something else or travel or go somewhere else, or their attention is completely taken up by something else. And this person left me here to kind of defend myself. And while they just sit back and enjoy the ride, you know, with the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, I'm out here busting my ass, 7 of Wands, you know, and I'm tired of it. Okay. And I get it, pile number 2. I really, really do. All right. But as the Possum Spirit teaches us, like, not everything is worth the fight. You know what I mean? If someone's being lazy and they refuse to do anything and their attitude is, well, whatever, you know, then, and making you do everything, like, and you're trying to make them do something or get your point across, I feel like, you know, I don't want to be defeatist and say some people are just a lost cause, but they kind of are sometimes, pile number 2. And sometimes you have to, you know, lose the battle to win the war type of thing. And Possum energy definitely talks about, like, when should we stay and fight, or when should we just go, yeah, that's enough, you know? And I feel like, you know, with the Emperor and the Ace of Swords, it's like, yeah, that's enough. I'm just going to do this myself type of energy. Okay. And because I feel like it's just wasting time and wasting energy for you guys to try to, like, force something. Okay. And I feel like you guys are saying, what did I do to you anyway? Right? Like, what did I even do to you anyway? Or what's your issue anyway? Like, you're the one that did something here, okay? But sometimes we can get really caught up in, like, proving our point or whatever. And it's like, at some point, it's like, who cares, you know? And sometimes it's like, I need an explanation for why you behave this way, or why you did it. Some people are just, like, really sloppy and they don't know what they're doing. And they're also prone to being lazy. All right, pile number 2. And the thing of the matter is that you don't need whoever this is, like, messing things up to you, for you, when you're trying to work so hard. You know what I'm saying? And Spirit is saying here that you can guide and lead others wisely with love. All right. And with the 3 of Swords here, maybe it doesn't always feel like that. Maybe there's some anger at times, pile number 2, but around certain situations. But Spirit wants you to know that you're more than capable with the Emperor, and you can guide and lead others wisely with love. All right, my beautiful pile number 2s. That is what I am seeing for you, my darlings. I hope that that message resonated for you, and that it brought some insight and clarity for you. And I'd love to get your feedback as well. Pile number 2, if you have any comments on the reading. Thank you so much, my darlings, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay, let's do it. Pile number 2. Okay. Or pile number 3. We're moving on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the black tea light, and today's reading is called the Possum Animal Totem, and we're going to get some messages from the Possum Animal Totem and Spirit, pile number 3. And for those of you that are interested about that animal totem in general, you can always listen to the beginning and the intro where I go over that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 3s who come here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium and the channel between yourself and pile number 3. All right, let's do it, pile number 3. Let's see. Let's get a card first, and then we will get into the oracle cards, okay? Let's get a card first for pile number 3. There's like, I feel like the card doesn't want to come out, so there could be like the whole thing with possums could be that whole hidden energy, like wanting to hide something. Possum energy can also have to do with deception because they can like fake their death, but let's see. The 3 of Wands. Okay, it just took a little bit to pull it out, but it's there, okay? And the 3 of Wands is about, you know, taking life, taking life by the balls and finding the road on your own, even if there's no one there to really point you in the right direction, okay? And it also talks about needing to do something new or needing to create something new instead of going back through that old territory that you frankly already crossed or you already went through, okay? And I feel like a lot of you have been through some dark times in your life, and you know, it hasn't always been easy, but you're very strong, pile number 3. The 3 of Wands is the Lord of established strength. So it's like you've established yourself, like I've come this far, and you know, my feet may be bloody or my feet may be tired, but you know, I'm here and I might as well enjoy it, is what I'm kind of getting, okay? And let's go ahead and see what else you have here from the Possum Animal Totem, okay? We have here, oh, be still, card number 5. Yeah, I like that, pile number 3, like especially with the bloodied feet and having walked so far and come through so much territory and just taking a minute to just enjoy this moment in your life and where you're at and to not immediately kind of like rush into action. Spirit is saying like, be still, okay? So, and also that's so interesting with the possum because they'll actually play dead and they have a physiological response when they're scared or they see a predator, and they'll just faint like a human does. And it's like they're dead, but they're really not. So the possums are saying like, you've been through a very like rough patch, or you've been on a very trepidous, you know, expedition here, and full of potholes and full of, you know, whatever could go wrong. You've managed to, you know, get yourself to the point to where you are today, but the possum spirit is saying, be still. So maybe some of you really need to learn how to relax, and maybe that nervous energy has been running high at times. We have the toad and adapt, which is so interesting because the toad is not like the most lovely looking creature, just like possums are kind of like scary looking. Possums have also had to adapt a lot because they're actually immune to rattlesnake bites, scorpion bites, and honey bee stings, okay? So they're not the most attractive looking animal, but they have been able to adapt. And not to say that you're not attractive, pile number 3, but like, you know what I mean? You've come a long way, pile number 3. And, you know, sometimes it's like when you're so busy or you've just been going through a lot, you don't really have time to really take care of yourself, maybe physically, like you'd want to, all right? And I feel you guys have had to adapt a lot, almost to the point where it's not fair to you how much you've had to adapt, okay? And that's why the possum spirit is coming through and saying like, be still, okay? We have air and consciousness. So maybe some of you in the silence and in the stillness, and as you've gotten to this point in your life, you've come to realize literally how much you've actually had to change for other people, or how far you've had to come, or how far you've tried to stretch yourself by like leaps and bounds. You know what I'm saying? Like becoming conscious. Also, I feel like conscious air energy is talking about the mind and not letting the mind go crazy. And if it does feel that way, taking some time to relax and be still and not like overthink everything, okay? And not continue to go over the past over and over and over again. Like, let your mind be free, okay? We have trust and divine time here. So I feel like you guys have been waiting for a sign with this Three of Wands. Yes, you've come a long way, but it's like, what's next? And some of you may be like looking for a partner or a certain type of relationship. Some of you may feel like your clock is ticking, for those of you that have wanted to have children, or maybe you want to have another one. But I just also feel like I don't want, maybe some of you are wondering, like, when is this going to happen for me? This big breakthrough or this big moment, you know, carpe diem, seize the day with the Three of Wands. Like, when is this going to happen for me? And, you know, when Spirit is just saying, this is the part where you have to really trust your life path. I feel pile number 3, okay? And because I feel a lot of you could be overthinkers or overanalyzers at times with this air energy, or wanting to see proof of something, like trusting can be quite hard, especially like when you're watching the clock and you're waiting for something to change or happen, okay? And possums, I mean, they play dead, but ironically, like, it also makes them more vulnerable because they can't like move or anything either. It's a defense mechanism, but they also, if something really did want to attack them, they'd be passed out, you know? Interesting. We have stability, harmony, and flow. Yeah, this is what you guys are really, really looking for. Forward momentum as well, okay? And being in the flow of the moment. And she looks like she's doing anything but being still. I mean, sometimes it's just about stilling the mind. And she looks like she's enjoying some wonderful yoga, or she's moving her body in a way that pleases her a lot and it helps her to feel better. I feel like it, for a lot of you guys, it's about learning to use your mental energy here with air and adapt in a different way, okay? And also the Three of Wands is very outgoing, and possum energy has to do, they are social creatures, so there is something here about trusting getting out there more, or trusting being more outgoing, okay? We have here consciousness. Wow, we have consciousness twice. We have air, and then we have it here. So we have be still and consciousness, right? I mean, they say that the possum loses consciousness when it plays dead, which at night when we go to sleep, that's what we're doing, essentially that. We're playing possum and our active consciousness goes dead and the subconscious takes over. But I feel like Spirit is saying during your daytime, you need more moments to be still and to tap into like the super consciousness, to tap into your third eye, to tap into your intuition, to tap into higher levels of awareness is what I'm feeling for you, pile number 3. How exciting. We have sadness and adapt. Yeah, I feel like you guys are becoming very conscious of the times when like you didn't get your way. And I mean, I don't feel like you guys are people that insist on your way all the time. In fact, I feel you're the type of people that would be willing to, you know, bend to kind of help others. If you saw others being sad, you'd be willing to take care of them or to help them. I feel like some of you here could do healing with your hands, or maybe you do some type of massage work, or you have some type of medicine energy about you, okay? And the times, they are changing, aren't they, pile number 3? And sometimes it's like, okay, there's too many changes going on and it feels very destabilizing, and I'm kind of sad about it, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. And this toad looks like he has a black eye, which is interesting because you have the black tea light. But I also feel like black is a color of protection as well. And I feel like, you know, if you've been sad because you've just started to notice like how much you've actually had to take on in situations because other people didn't live up to their promises here with the trust card, or they put everything on you to kind of stabilize and harmonize the situation, okay? Spirit is just saying it's okay if you are sad about that, you know, and maybe some of you are becoming conscious of that now. We have I am courageous and I am powerful. Yeah, I am courageous and I am powerful, coming out under air consciousness, becoming really conscious of your own power, and maybe thinking about the times that you gave your power away to people who didn't deserve it, pile number 3. But I mean, at this point in your life, I feel like that isn't going to happen because you're like far too aware now, okay? And not only are you aware, but you're also trusting in the timing, which is going to create a very powerful and courageous combination, okay? We have friendship, okay? So there may be something with friendship. It says, seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time socializing. That's so interesting because we have a unicorn or a horse, and then we have a rabbit here. Like I said, possums are very like social creatures. So there may have been times in your life where you didn't really trust people that much. So maybe it was hard to fully embrace, you know, friendships or people around you. But with this 3 of Wands, I feel like you guys are becoming more outgoing, okay? And friendship is taking a center stage, or getting to know your soul tribe and putting yourself out there to harmonize and flow with other people is a thing that's coming up for you guys. All right, pile number 3, without having to change who you are or having to adapt to too much. I mean, some adapting is good, but like over adapting is just, you know, rough. And I've been there, pile number 3. For those of you, like I have been in that scenario too, where I've like over adapted into situations, okay? Because it takes some courage to like trust that people will accept you, or that you will find people that truly see you and care about you, okay? But I feel like with friendship here, it is truly possible. And some of you may be worried about a friend, or you may have a friend that is worried about you, okay? And at this point, I feel you and this person really do need each other as friends, okay? We have here Mother of Life, all right? When life seems dry, depleted, and filled with repetitive tasks, or simply stagnant and stifled, Isis, the Mother of Life, holds the ability to revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow you gifts of life upon you. Be bold and be brave. Open your arms and receive. Yeah, the 3 of Wands. Open your arms and receive life. Be bold and be brave. Be courageous and be powerful. All right. You're also not here alone. Okay. You're here. Your friends are here too. Pile number 3. I'm your friend. You know, like if you feel like I don't even know, like, you know me. Okay. I'm your friend. And Spirit is just saying, trust may have been an issue for you guys, or it may have been in the past, all right? And like trusting people and their intentions, and just waiting to see, like, you know, when is this person gonna fuck up? I feel like they're fucking up, you know? And that can make us feel like very depleted, and life can also seem very dry and depleted, which can feel like depressing. You know what I'm saying? When we have this sadness card here, pile number 3. So Spirit is just saying, you know, be bold and brave, open your arms to receive, and let Spirit revive even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances in your life, okay? We have here Sagittarius. Ooh, I like it. This is good. This feels like optimism returning. This feels like the fire returning. This feels like passion returning. This feels like aiming high in life, okay? And shooting for your target, right? And not feeling like so weighted down by everything, okay? Getting excited about life again, pile number 3. You know, feeling the energy of Jupiter's benefic influence, feeling like you can take on the world, feeling like you can get out of bed and be ready to face the day, okay? And feeling like you're going to hit your target. If there's something that you want, you will hit your target. Spirit just wants you to be still, to be conscious of where you're at, to clear your mind, to trust, okay? To be around friends and to stabilize yourself into a daily flow, okay? Whether that's, I feel you guys need a good daily schedule, pile number 3, all right? And that may help you to manage some of the more like heavier energies that you guys could have been dealing with. We have here the throat chakra, card number 38. Interesting, card number 38 was in pile number 2 as well, but the throat chakra coming through. And it may have been difficult to trust what people are telling you. And to trust, like, I feel like you guys are saying in time, I find out that like people are lying to me. Okay, we could have Scorpionic energy in this pile too. She looks like she's got some Scorpio eyes there. But being able to talk to someone about your fears and talking to a friend, you know what I mean? Because we have friendship in the throat chakra. If you're having some heavy issues, it may be time with someone and you don't really want to talk to them yet. Maybe it's time to talk to a friend and open up about that. And I feel like this is very calming, but I also feel like, you know, you guys need an opportunity to kind of like be held or be comforted or be accepted for your emotions, for how you're feeling, and for what you're saying, all right? And I hope you guys, you know, find that relief through hopefully a nice friend, all right? Pile number 3. And then we have here, we have inspiration. I love that. And yeah, also I wanted to mention the possum spirit has the ability to read between the lines. And I think with all this air energy, I feel like you guys, even if you're not saying anything, you guys are able to read between the lines. And that may have made you sad about some particular situations, but I do feel there is this fire energy of renewal around you, okay? And part of it is talking it out or sharing your story. I feel pile number 3. We have inspiration here. Yeah, it feels like life was depleted, repetitive, stagnant, numb, you know, all these things, right? What we need is a big fat dose of inspiration. And it says, oh, Isis. Oh my God. Here we have Isis here and we have her here. So maybe some of you really do relate to Isis, but it says, Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. Yeah, especially when you're feeling sad and you feel like the situations in your life suck right now, different things like that. You know, things are going to shift with this Sagittarius energy here, and things are going to be looking up. I feel like pile number 3, and your consciousness about things and your thoughts about things are also shifting, is what I'm seeing, okay? And in that shift, you find a lot of stability and flow available to you, okay? And for some of you with the throat chakra and inspiration, it may be like speaking or talking or writing your story, and finding some inspiration through the use of your throat chakra, all right? So let's go ahead for my pile number 3s and see how the possum totem is assisting my pile number 3s. Let's go ahead and check it out. For pile number 3, please, Spirit. For pile number 3, please. How is the possum spirit? Okay. The Page of Wands. Yay! Inspiration, excitement. Yeah, be bold and be brave and open your arms to receive. Like the 3 of Wands, the Page of Wands, fire energy, Sagittarius. Getting excited again about, you know, projects and things that you're working on and creative pursuits and talking to new people or new people talking to you. And maybe you're just like, I don't know if I trust that, right? But just being open to the energy instead of like judging it right away. Let's get another one, please. The 8 of Wands. Okay. but it came out reversed, and I don't even really read reversals, but it was in here like that, so I'll take it. But I feel like it's this feeling of like life isn't happening quick enough, right? I want things to happen like now, but it feels like things are kind of like slow or repetitive or dull, all right? And Spirit really wanting you to see beyond this time period in your life, I feel like, and be grateful and see the good things you have going for yourself, but also not to like shut yourself down either, to travel, to communication, to putting yourself out there, okay? I feel like some of you may put yourself out there a little bit, but then pull back. And I know it's hard to do, you know, when you've been going through a lot, and maybe don't do it so vigorously. Maybe just take it a little bit easy, okay? Pile number 3, like one day at a time, one step at a time with the Page of Wands, but still looking forward to the future. Let's see what else here. Yeah, because possums, I don't feel like they're known for moving that fast. And they don't like it when energy comes at them and just like rushes at them. As far as I know, possums like to kind of meander around and check things out. And they like to go into garages, into trash cans, and like sniff everything and check it out. And they don't really like to be rushed, I feel like. So this is kind of what you need to do. We have the Page of Cups. Okay. So there could be a situation between a fire sign and a water sign here where the energy is moving very, very slowly and people are not speaking, especially with the reversed 8 of Wands and the throat chakra here. Like people are just not speaking. They're not on speaking terms. And there may be like some sadness about that, okay? Because we have the sadness card here. And it's like, no matter what I do or no matter what I try to change, like I can't bridge the distance between me and this person. And I'm sorry, pile number 3, I know. No wonder you've been feeling like depleted, okay? Or you've been feeling stagnant. And maybe it's time to like give it a rest on this situation for a while so that you can redirect your energy into like other areas, okay? But let's go ahead and see, what do the possums have to say here? The possum spirit have to say strength. Yeah, overcoming a pattern where you're waiting for someone and, you know, they don't get back to you, or their communication is frivolous, or it's not really like equally returned, or it just kind of becomes a running joke. You know what I'm saying, pile number 3? It's an energy of not really being taken seriously by a certain person, which, you know, you deserve respect, pile number 3, okay? And Spirit talking about instead of making the situation about you and who you are and your self-esteem, you know, telling the side of yourself that maybe can be very demeaning or very mean to yourself at certain times, telling yourself like, hey, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to, if I need to tell someone to shut their mouth, I'll tell someone to shut their mouth, okay? Because I'm not going to hear it today. Today is a new day, and I'm going to be proud of who I am and how far I've come. And I also feel you guys getting physically stronger in your physical body, all right? Pile number 3, which is so important for stability and harmony. One more, please, here. The 5 of Cups. It's like, I want to be strong, and the Lovers is on the bottom of the deck. So there could be a situation here. Gemini could be involved, but there could be a situation where, my dog is scratching at the door right now, where there was like a grand fuck up in love, or there was some relationship that went south, okay? And I feel some of you here with the Ace of Wands are hoping for like a revival, but with the 2 of Swords and the Hangman, the energy isn't moving right now. Okay, so there's a need to kind of get out of your heads and take good care of yourselves, and try not to let, you know, like with the 5 of Cups can feel very isolating and depressing, and also like the 4 walls are closing in on us, right? So I hope you guys can kind of get outdoors. I hope you can spend some time with a good friend who can tell you like, hey, I'm here for you. Don't worry. I got you. This type of thing. All right. And help, you know, soothe your soul a little bit here. And yeah, and I feel like Spirit is also saying with this, be still, like you have been through a time of hiding or separation, or, you know, it's the Five of Cups definitely reminds me of the possum, like that playing dead, I can't take this anymore type of energy. And I feel like with strength, you guys are going to come out of your shell. I feel by this summertime, things, by Leo season, I feel things will have shifted for you. And I know it seems like it's going to be a while. And when we're hurt about something, you know, like sometimes we need that, you know, it's okay to cry. It's okay if there's tears. It's okay to express yourself, all right, with the throat chakra. But I feel like by Leo season coming up this year, you guys are going to be feeling like so much better and so much stronger. All right, pile number 3, and we all need something to look forward to in life, don't we? All right, my darlings. Thank you so much, beautiful pile number 3. Thank you so much to everyone who watched today. I'd love to get your feedback and your comments. Thank you, everybody, and take care.